Hello everyone, it's Greg from the Plastic Crack Blog, and we are back with another episode of Call of Cthulhu, and I'm really excited that Ed is back with us today, after saving the children world. So, in our last episode, we had an interesting time where we went through Harlem. We met with Millie Adams, who is the wife of Hilton Adams, who is currently in prison, and after Victor was seduced by the reporter, they went over, interviewed her about what was going on, and she felt that there was some strange going on within Harlem, predominantly around Juju House. I believe also last week we had the reading of the will. Am I right in thinking that?
Yes.
Yeah. Whereby it was explained that lots of letters had been left behind by Jackson Elias, which seemed to deteriorate with time, and he had set aside his money from Peru as he wanted you all to go forward and find out what was happening with the Carlisle expedition. So it gave you a way of cashing in receipts and getting travel and food and accommodation and resources to try and work out what has happened. Jackson himself had anticipated his death and prepared accordingly. So it was a hard decision at the end of the day because everyone wanted to rush towards Harlem and find Juju House that night. However, it was becoming darker, and everyone sort of agreed that it would be best to start that search the next day. So everyone returned back to the hotel, as far as I'm aware.
No.
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 We
we're
went
in a
to
bar.
the bar in Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Joe
think
and
that's where we finished it, isn't it? In the bar.
Yeah.
In that bar. Okay.
Yeah, I had just approached the table with the two guys, and I can't remember their names.
Okay. Yep. So.
I went to bed.
Frantically looking through notes.
So we are over in the bar in Teddy's Saloon, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I'm over at the bar, and
I'd just gone over
Victor
to
is over at the
booth.
table.
Okay.
Sorry, Greg.
No, that's okay. I thought we'd come back, but that's no
so.
problem at all. So the bar itself, as we previously sort of described, it's kind of more like a saloon, and it looks like where people go to chew the fat after heading, or sort of before heading home for dinner. It's where people get a sneaky drink in, as it has a it's kind of like a working men's club kind of vibe to it, and it's well known for having a speakeasy within the basement. Rebecca Schosenberg had pointed you in this direction, sort of, I think, feeling that some of Hilton Adams' friends are likely to hang out here. I feel like you'd ordered drinks.
I bought extra drinks, and I'd taken them over to the table with Needham.
Yeah.
And Douglas. Are they two different names? I can't remember. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So they are. There's 4 men currently huddled in the booth that you've gone over to. They're all drinking coffee, and I suppose they're quite comfortable as old friends. You can sort of see they're sitting in silence around the table.
Sure. I put down whatever drinks it was that I bought for them. I can't remember. Now I'm just like, I guess I'm here to talk with you men.
There's kind of a moment of sigh where only one of them really looks up at you. The others are kind of not necessarily interested. Could you make a psychology roll for me?
Mm-hmm. Which colored dice are we rolling these days?
It should be green, if I'm right in thinking. Okay. So you can't really get a feel for the atmosphere at the table. But they're not necessarily the most forthcoming people. One of them in sort of a brown sort of suit. They're all black, by the way. one of them sort of looks up for you and sort of gingerly takes the drink that you brought over. And how could we
Which one
help
of
you?
you? Well, first you can tell me which one of you is Needham.
That'd be me.
I see. Well, I'm myself and my friend over there. We are looking into the Adams case.
And at that moment, you can see he looks down, and there's kind of an air of shame. He struggles to look you in the eye at the mention of Adams.
What is wrong, sir?
He was a good friend of ours, and I feel like we left him in the lurch.
I see. Is there somewhere slightly more private we can discuss him and the matters? I feel like this place is all ears.
They both look around and they nod to you. Only Needham sort of gets up from the table. The others sort of sit there, start talking about some sports, and he leads you over towards it's like a shutter door, and it sort of is hard to look like because it looks like it's been wallpapered over, but as you look at it, it's definitely there. And he knocks, and rather than sort of a solid wall sound, there's almost like a rap of metal. A moment later, it slides open, and you can hear him sort of say tea for two, and the door slides and there's someone sitting there on a stool, and you go down, or sort of it's open to a set of stairs that go downwards.
Sure. I look back at James and I kind of give him a nod that just is like, "I'll be okay. Just be cool."
I will stay at the bar.
And I go downstairs.
Okay. It's a straight set of stairs, and it's kind of almost built into the building itself, and it takes you down to the basement, and it gets colder and damper as you go down. There's kind of that change in atmosphere and sort of humidity, which is quite obvious. And as you get down, there are a few people smoking cigars. There's two in the corner playing a hand of poker, and there's almost like those big wine barrels that has a selection of kind of clear see-through bottles on, and he's sort of making drinks for the very few people that are there.
Okay. I look at the bar and I look back at him and I just kind of like I gesture to see if he wants something.
Bit early in the day for me, but thank you. You help yourself.
I nod. I don't take anything. I just like. Did he go walk over to a table, or is he?
Yeah, he leads you over. So it's kind of lots of little stools as opposed to tables. It's kind of like half barrels, then with like larger pieces of wood laid on top.
I just go and sit at the one that he's at, or like perch at it.
Okay. It's quite dark in here.
Yeah,
it's quite dark in here. Sort of the candlelight sort of flickers go away, and it's difficult to see people's faces as you're down here. So
I just sit and kind of wait for him to say something. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you up to with the Adams case then?
I mean, I'll be frank with you. Can I make a quick like perception check of some kind, spot hidden check to see if there's like anybody listening, or maybe like a stealth check to make sure that like I'm not being listened to, other than by him?
Yeah. So I suppose it depends what you'd like to do. You might want to do both in terms of both look around to see if there are people, as well as trying to be stealthy.
Can I do both?
Yeah.
Cool. Like I just like lean into the table as I kind of like glance to my side.
Yeah. Okay. So looking around, it's fairly obvious that there are only 3 people down here. It's relatively early in the evening. There are 2 sort of lushes playing their cards in the barman, and no one else, and they don't seem too interested in what you're doing. However, your voice isn't quite as low as it as it was intended.
Okay. Yeah, I just like lean in really obviously as well. Like, I've got secrets, and I'm just like, I'll be frank then. My investigation of the Adams case doesn't necessarily come from Adams himself. I'm investigating some kind of tangent to your interests, I suppose. The cult of the bloody tongue. I'm sure you're not going to immediately deny me knowledge of this.
The name itself, it doesn't exactly ring no bells.
No strip of red cloth, no book from a library.
And
You
at the
found
moment of sort of mentioning the strip of red cloth, his eyes kind of perk up a little bit, and he looks at you and sort of goes, well, you see, let me start from the beginning. It make more sense. And he looks pained when he's talking about this. It looks difficult for him to talk about. And again, he looks incredibly sad. You see, Hilton, he found someone who was attacked, and there was this man in the attacker himself. He tore this strip of red cloth, some weird mask that he was wearing, and it wasn't long after that that the police themselves started following. They made life difficult for us black folk enough, but after that, could barely walk down the street without it.
I see. But you were trying to stop them. You were trying to deal with some kind of group of people here in Harlem.
Things got bad, and people were scared. This is our home, and when people started disappearing, we started almost a little vigilantism, if you will. And not to much avail. Maybe scared some of the local kids off, but until we saw that night of the attack and had nothing to go on. But
Did you actually see the attack?
Bits of it.
Bits of it. If I describe 3 men and a black car driving away and little cuts on his forehead, this is what happened that night?
I heard of these little cuts before, but don't know nothing about no black car.
No. Okay. How many men were there that were attacking?
This time, just the one.
Just the one. And obviously, it goes without saying that it wasn't Mr. Adams, was it?
No.
How did he get caught?
Well, we stumbled on him one night when we were walking around, just doing our patrols, as they were. And he was bent over this body and down an alleyway. Some poor young girl. We managed to chase him off, but it was awful strange.
I see. Did he seem like he was in his right mind? The attacker, I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, did he seem like he was on some kind of psychedelic or otherwise?
It looked as though he had his wits about him, if that's what you mean.
Interesting. And this book that you found in the New York Public Library, you don't have it anymore, do you? It's in the police station. Is that right?
They took everything. The cloth, the clothes, everything. They got more and more brutal as time went on, and it's corrupt as ears around here.
Who was it that found the book?
I can't remember exactly who first laid eyes on it. It's a long time ago, to be honest.
But you found it in the library?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in the library?
It's under some cultural thing. Why are you so interested in the book, man?
I found some interesting facts about this cult. That's really where my investigation comes from, you see. And getting my hands on that book might just really help me. But if in the process I can clear Adam's name, that would be a boon, quite honestly.
It's a boon to us all. We all feel so guilty, and he's the only one suffering.
Indeed. My associates we're going to go and see him, I believe, tomorrow, possibly. If we can get some time with him in the prison, that is. If that's not possible, I think we might be going to visit the police officer, the arresting police officer, He came to us and started talking about how his senior officer was not quite on the level,
He reaches across for a second and sort of gently pats your hand and says, "Boy, you are naive. This is a white man's town. Don't go stirring up the hornet's nest, 'cause you will be in Sing Sing yourself."
I see. I will take that quite duly noted. Unfortunately, I can't, by my father's honor, let this lie. He would be ashamed of me, you see.
Better to be ashamed than sleeping in a shallow grave.
I understand that. Is that why you've stopped the vigilante actions?
Police brutality is nothing new around here, but and he's lost for words in the sense of just, you can see him almost remembering things, and there's sort of like a slight tear in the corner of his eyes, and it kind of gets stuck there.
I just I reached my hand back out and I was like to his, and I was like, it's okay, don't worry. I understand. Could you answer me a couple of questions about jujus? It's mildly connected, you see.
Yes, yeah. What I know.
I mean, what is it they sell there? What is it that it is about? And
Some sort of a hardy shop, African art.
I see, and nothing to do with food.
They may get some things in.
I see. Do you know the people who run it, the shop? I mean,
Not by name. Some old black fella. Not our black, kind of Nigerian black, maybe.
I see. Okay. But there's never been any trouble from there, no?
Be honest with you, there's no reason for me to go looking.
I see. Do you know what time they open tomorrow? If it's
Couldn't
anywhere
say.
within your wheelhouse? No, I didn't think so. Okay. Well then, there was. Do you know anything about Dr. Lemming then? If we have come to the end of any information you can give me about Juju.
Roll a luck roll. I can't say I know the name, but is he in the papers?
No, but he's occasionally in the papers. There was an advert for him the other day, and he's come up once or twice in connection to this. But it's okay. Don't worry. Thank you for your help.
Well, if you get anywhere, let me know.
Of course. You wouldn't possibly. I'm sure you would have taken it to the police already if you had any evidence as to his innocence. But if you,
Why bother at this point?
Because I'm fairly sure your friend is innocent.
As are we.
Of course. Well then, I suppose at this point in time I leave you. Is there anywhere it might be sensible to stay here in Harlem for the evening. Somewhere safe for me and my friend.
Safe, maybe. Nice. That's a whole different thing.
I'll settle for safe, and preferably with some kind of telephone so I can ring across town.
Now here, more likely to get one at the end of the street as opposed to in your room. It's not that fancy down here.
Of course. Even one in a lobby would be fine.
And he has, I think, for a second. And after sort of a moment, you know, they do the best food, but beds are kind of used as the place where you take not your missus, if you know what I mean. The nook and cranny might be somewhere to go.
Of course. Thank you. Well then, on that note, I guess I'm going to leave you for the day, for the evening, as it were, sir. Just one last thing, as I get up and kind of start to kind of almost dust myself down from sitting down here. I'm just like, did Adams ever say anything strange? You know, like in the context of like something maybe like blood and kisses?
I'm afraid not. No, not in my presence, at least.
Well then, I shall leave you be.
Good day.
That's what I was thinking.
So what are you doing in the meantime that this is happening?
Who are you talking to?
I suppose, well, all three of you really. You're in different locations.
I've oh man, I don't know how much I'm supposed to be telling people or not at the minute. Right, I have wandered from the location that I was at, and I have found myself in a speakeasy, got myself a bottle of something rather alcoholic and put it in a container that doesn't look like it, gone back to the hotel and started getting absolutely smashed. And if I'm lucky, I've found a friend on the way to get absolutely smashed with.
A lady of the night?
No, my guy's quite a talkative and persuasive guy, so maybe not so much.
Okay. Roll a luck roll.
Luck or persuasion? I am charming.
We'll go with persuasion then.
It's a green one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I fail.
Unfortunately, return home
empty-handed,
but for not long.
So yeah, I kind of get into the room and just get absolutely battered. One of my better friends is not there anymore, and I'm not taking it very well.
Okay.
I went home, I think, to the hotel, so I'll just be...
And you're in your own room, aren't you?
Yeah, sleeping, chilling out, not having to bother with go to Harlem like a bunch of idiots.
Okay. James? I've lost audio on James. Someone else?
Yeah. I think it's just muted.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I can now, yeah.
Right, I'll just have been waiting at the bar, imagining nobody's really talking to me as I stand out anyway, and particularly in a black place. Irish American, not really their clientele. So I'll be just waiting at the bar quietly, drinking whatever soft drink they serve in the upstairs version of this place.
Yeah, so you get a nice soda water.
Yeah.
It's nothing too much fancy going on.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So, Victor, you said you were leaving?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I think I just kind of get up from the table. I'm sure I had more questions for this guy, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. Also, sorry, my laptop was just like, I know you're right in the middle of playing your stories, but like I'm just going to reset. Hope you don't mind.
Don't panic. Okay. So
if we I just come back up the stairs. Does he follow me back upstairs?
Yeah, he does, and then he rejoins the table, and starts drinking his coffee again.
Cool. I just kind of I go over to James and I'm just like, he's late. I think he should probably just stay the night somewhere near here.
Okay.
Need him over there. Suggested a place. We should maybe go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless there's something else you want to do.
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay. I didn't really ask for directions to the place. I kind of walk back over to the booth.
Okay.
And I just ask. I just kind of like politely slide into the conversation as easily as I possibly can, and just ask for directions to the place.
Sure. He writes down on a napkin, West 135th, and slides it back to you.
Cool. And then while he's, yeah, sure. Looking at him, I'm just like, okay, thank you. Is Juju's place near there?
Juju's, boys, exactly where is that Juju's?
Yeah, it is. East 138.
And they kind of give rough estimations that it's not far, but they don't really know.
Okay. Okay, cool. And I don't really know where it is either, do I?
Where are we? I can't remember.
Where are you? So Teddy's saloon.
Isn't it, or something like that?
So Teddy's saloon is probably, so if I'm just going to click on the map. So if, where's it gone? So if that's, oh, is it doing it? No, pan select. If that's where 135th is, that's where that is. They're saying roughly Juju's is around here.
Yeah.
That, where's 130? That roughly it would be somewhere around there.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're probably about 3-4 blocks away.
Cool.
Okay, cool. In which case, I walk back over to James and I'm just like, I know where we're going. Are you okay to walk?
As long as we're not going too far.
Not too far, just a few blocks.
We want to be strolling it.
Just a few blocks.
Okay.
So as you're sort of walking down, it's reasonably.
If I can, I possibly guide us past Juju's on the way.
Okay.
Because it's not way out of the way. It's like if we're like here, and they've guided us here and then here, it's kind of like on the way.
Roll and navigate, just to see how well you do it. Okay. So, are you spending anything? Or are you going with it?
7 points. That's a lot of luck. No, I'm gonna spend it.
You're gonna spend it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's starting to get towards dusk.
Mm-hmm.
How does the best explain this? Okay, so it's starting to get to luck, and I suppose after a little while, James, you're kind of led around by Victor. You definitely go back and forth once or twice, and you're kind of a little bit confused as to why he's almost circling. He takes you past, and you can see him looking down the streets as he goes, and Victor, when you think you've got the right one, what you can see is that there is definitely 137th Street, and down it is just a shed load of, whether I'm going to say this right, it's tenements. So it's these big buildings, almost like block flats of old American style buildings, but it's also got a very element of slum to it. So there's lots of long washing lines. Out the front is very dirty. It is definitely very much poor black area. And as you sort of look down that, you can see that the alleyway leads into a larger, almost like a courtyard, as it were. So there's like a big square. It sort of opens up from what you can see at the end of the road. Could both of you make a spot hidden roll?
No.
Okay. So, as you're walking around, Victor, you're obviously paying a lot more attention as you're looking for the street signs and trying to work out where exactly it is. And you kind of get this uneasy feeling. And as you kind of think about it, maybe you've seen this guy before. Maybe you've seen him a few times, especially today. And there's a black man standing on sort of like a corner of a street, and he's wearing a bobby uniform. However, it's a bit beat up, and you definitely catch that he's glancing at you. And then he sort of very quickly looks away and starts to walk along the street, not parallel, but not down the street to where you think Juju's is, but parallel to keep going.
What, as in like further north or south instead of east or west? You mean?
Yes.
Does he look like he's carrying anything?
Not that you can see. You got a hard roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's missing his hat. He looks like he has a firearm, but that's about it. He's not carrying anything in his hands.
Okay.
But you have the strangest feeling that you've seen him before.
But he's going north.
Yeah.
North is where we need to go anyway. So I kind of like, I glance at James and I'm just like, oh, it's this way, isn't it?
Where's this way?
Where we're going to stay. In the meantime, I'm like, knowing that he's kind of clocked us and then looked away and started moving, I make a gesture of like.
Okay.
Do I pick up on that?
Yeah, it's easy enough. It's not that sly. Just do a James. Just do a general knowledge roll if there's a general no.
General knowledge.
It should be. Oh wait, am I thinking of a different game?
Just an intelligence or
yeah,
something?
just a general intelligence would do.
Oh, I'm failing everything today.
Okay. As far as you can tell, you don't realise that you've already passed 135 where they said they thought you'd be, and you're going straight past it as you follow Victor.
Right. I've seen the guy we're sort of following.
Once he's pointed out to you, yeah.
Cool. I will pay more attention then.
I just follow. I try and make sure that we can follow him.
You're trying to make sure that you can follow him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he on the other side of the street? The same side of the street?
Other side of the street.
Traffic is empty or non-existent?
Pretty empty. It's getting to dusk. The snow's still pretty bad. Make a track roll for me.
Oh dear. Idea.
Ate all of those.
No, this is not going to go well.
Okay. So it takes a couple of minutes, and you can see that he's starting to speed up. And you go maybe 3 blocks, and then behind a couple of cars, or sort of parked, sort of the old Cadillacs, you can see that he ducks below, and then almost for a second as you look back and forth, you can't understand where exactly he's gone, but he's gone.
Okay. Can I go over to where he disappeared, where I saw him last?
Yeah. and you can see that kind of it splits off into like lots of narrow alleyways.
Okay.
It looks like he's gone down one of those, but you're not sure.
Can you ping on the map where roughly-ish,
So
like how far north we went?
So you probably went up a little bit to Little Africa, so about there. You got to about 138th.
Okay. Okay.
That's where we started.
So you went as far. Sorry, I might have said this. So you were trying to get to 135th, which is there, near 14. You were told that 12, where that 12 marker is,
that's
east is sort of Juju. So it looks almost as though. Can I draw a line? Freehand, motherfucker. It looks almost as you went like this, and then this, and currently you're stuck where the cars are like there.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Then that's where he disappeared.
Yeah.
Can I, like... So you said there's a couple of alleyways.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him run down any alleyways or anything.
You missed it.
Okay.
How have you... Oh, am I looking at Jacobs?
Yeah, you're looking at Jacobs, dude.
I was like, how did you fail? Okay.
Well, that was his job.
I kind of stand there and I'm just like, I look at James and I'm like, he just disappeared. Where, that man, did you recognize him?
Didn't recognize him.
Hmm.
But he's not here now.
No, you're right, he's not here now. But I don't think he was a policeman. He didn't have his hat.
I think the bigger issue is he was black. 1920.
I mean, I'm not going to take offense to that this time. But fine. What do you want to do?
Can we look around? See if there's anything in the area.
What are you trying to find?
If there's any, let's say, any doorways that look like they've been opened. If it's snowing quite hard, anything that looks like it's been recent.
Okay. So you're trying to use the snow as a way. So
basically,
I'm happy if you want to do a track roll with advantage, which is the purple button.
Right. I don't think I'm very good at this.
Probably not, but
go. Track. No, I'm not good at this.
So +1 success. So you managed to see that there are definitely footprints that have gone down this alleyway. It looks as though they start reasonably close together and they get wider and wider as the time goes on. It looks as though it's gone all the way down and towards where you think Juju was.
Almost like doubling back on himself.
It looks like it's gotten to the end of the street and there's almost like a sort of a little bit of a slip slide, and he's gone bank right to where the Juju is, or to the direction of where Juju would be.
I guess I'm still kind of like looking around, not seeing where he is, so I just carry on looking around.
I'm just going down this way.
You just like immediately bolt off down there. I follow you then.
I don't think bolt is the right phrase. I amble.
Okay.
Sure, I follow.
So as you get down, I suppose it gets more and more rough down here. It gets more and more slummy. There's more trash around, despite the snow having recently settled on it. And just there's an air of uneasiness, and your gut kind of says this is getting funky. You, James, don't feel unsafe, but you feel more alert than you have in a little while. As you look down, there seem to be more people around. There seems to be kind of people stood on street corners. It seems like they're kind of just on the lookout, as it were. So, so you... What was that?
Back to the fun making.
Yeah, so you go around this corner and there are more and more people about. There are people on street corners. It looks all a bit rough.
I don't think Victor would understand that he might potentially be in danger here.
Okay.
So I think he would just carry on following if James carries on looking.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go? Okay. As you start to go down the side alley, following the tracks, continuing as you go, I suppose heads start to turn. More and more eyes look upon you two. You definitely do not fit here.
It's not gonna stop me.
Okay.
Like as soon as James turns back, I would turn back.
Okay.
But if James isn't turning back, then there's no way. There's no need. Do I spot these tracks as well now that I can?
Now that James has pointed out to them, you get to a part where, almost where this courtyard sort of opens up slightly more, and there are a few people, and the tracks start to become indeterminable because it's a bit more of a high foot traffic area.
Right.
Okay.
I'd look a quick glance around, and you see that. You can see that there's a pawn shop. It looks like it's closed down. You can see a sign for Juju House, and you can see just more and more tenements on every side of this. In the corner there is one of the sort of barrels on fire with a couple of homeless people around, warming themselves up.
I try and make eye contact with James quickly, and I kind of head bob towards the homeless people. Not meaning you, not meaning that you should go, but meaning that I'm going to go talk to them.
Right. I'm going to try and stand out of the light if that's possible. I'll disappear as much as possible.
Okay. It's reasonably difficult. So it's sort of like sun setting sort of time. So maybe it's about 4:30 in the afternoon on sort of winter sort of clock. So it's getting darker, but it's not dark. You can definitely find some shadows on the corner of the buildings.
I'm just gonna loom in a shadow somewhere.
Okay. Easy enough to do. People are watching you.
Yeah,
Both.
no,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Okay.
I kind of just walk up to them. I'm like, evening. Either you see that man looked half like a copper walk through here.
Who's asking?
Victor Meese.
And a big phlegm goes sort of quite close to your foot. And
I'm sorry, sir. I've been seeing him all day. I need to talk with him.
then you better find him.
Which way did he go?
And he takes like a long glug of sort of like a brown bag.
Sure. I stick my hand in my pocket and I pull out just like a fistful of whatever is in there. Just any money that I've got on me.
Okay. How much money do you have in your pocket?
Issue lint.
Well, it's probably, I don't know, about $6-7. Probably everything that I think I'd need for a day.
Okay. All three of them start to go around you, and it feels threatening, but it's more just attention.
Yeah. I literally kind of look at them all and I'm just like, there's no need to get threatening, guys. I'm literally offering you all this money, all the money I have on me, to tell me where this man went.
And then one of them sort of pipes up. And which one do you want to know? I'll help.
Of course. The man, he must have just come down this way. He was wearing a police officer's uniform, but just no hat.
Could be anyone. And he sort of looks around, kind of almost desperate to try and help.
You didn't see him then?
Minding my own business, trying to stay warm.
Of course.
But hot food will always help.
Of course. Did either of the rest of you see him?
And as they're kind of, I suppose the original one that gobbed on the floor, sort of goes, he went through, but not exactly sure where. And he sort of starts to reach out towards the money, as if that's enough.
And I just kind of like, I don't take it away. I just like close my hand slightly around it. And I'm like, I need to know exactly which one, and this is yours.
And he kind of throws a thumb out over to Juju.
Yeah.
Yeah, throws a thumb out over to Juju. Not really saying anything, and sort of he's wearing those like hobo gloves. His hands are filthy, and almost as quick as the thumb went up, it starts to move, almost back out to a sort of begging stance.
Sure, I just I hold the money out to him then, like from a fist kind of thing. I just hold it out, and I look at them and I'm like, if anybody seems to come after us, make noise. There'll be a little bit more money in it for you if you do.
And
all three of them.
Quite drunkenly, sort of, he almost like misses the grab. And when it's in his hand, he sort of holds it up to check it, and he's like, "Whoa!"
You've just given him like a month's pay.
And all of them start to laugh, kind of like quite incoherently and drunkenly. This has really excited them, and they're drawing more attention.
Drinking themselves to death.
We are not going to get a receipt for that. Ask for that.
I still don't know that we can get receipts. So,
bribes.
So I'm just like, hush, boys. You need to be quiet. And I nod to them.
I'm trying to think about whether that really would, because of that amount of money. Gonna need to make a roll of some sort. Persuade?
Me?
Yeah.
Can I not use charm?
Yeah, I'll let you use charm.
I don't want to use charm. I'm awful at, well, I did like strictly dice wise. He's not awful at charm, but you know. Where's persuade?
This is why we needed Robert.
Man, no, you not taking into consideration that I would fail all the rolls.
Burning through luck today.
Burning through luck. Okay. And as they kind of, it looks like they almost start to turn, and they're like, and sort of the woos go from like woo to woo, woo, and they start to kind of like sway, and it looks like they're walking away slightly.
Okay.
But they're
if they walk away, they walk
calmer.
away. I like gesture at Juju's, and I just start running there. I'm running
to Juju's.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow at a more sedate pace.
Okay.
I'm not stupid.
Okay. Okay, so it's easy enough to try and hold your balance on the snow. It's kind of reasonably thick enough, and it has been there for days, that it's not that slippy kind of ice. It's thick powder. Let's do a map change. So you guys are kind of within this square. So in front of you, you can see that there is that's the pawn shop, and Juju's is here with the door there, and the alley leading back out to 137th.
Sorry, the top one's the pawn shop. You had two blips going at the same time.
Top's pawn shop.
Yeah.
Bottom is Juju's.
Okay.
It looks out from the outside. I suppose that from the outside it looks fairly normal. It looks particularly dark. It looks as though they are closed up for the day. And in the windows, it's quite easy to see that they've got some traditional African art in there. You can see from that there are paintings, there are wooden carved sculptures, and there are a few different things within the window. Do you have, just thinking about your world knowledge being from South Africa,
South Africa.
what's your world knowledge like? Sort of your natural world is not very good at all.
Not very good, no.
I'll let both of you roll just in case to see if you notice anything in the photos, the pictures.
What we
No.
rolling?
Natural world.
Okay, natural world.
Oh no.
No, you don't recognise the paintings. They're very pretty. It's of some sort of desert, and there's some lions on it. But apart from that, it's quite hard to tell. The art style is quite aboriginal in itself. It's off. It's not fine art. It's a nice painting, but it's definitely not museum or gallery worthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
This door is locked. I try it.
You try it.
Yeah.
It is locked. It looks as though they'll open again at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
That's many, many hours too late for me.
That's many hours. Just whilst you have a think about and plan, I'm going to quickly nip to the loo. This is the front of the store.
This is the front of Juju, so we would have had to have gone through the pawn shop to get here.
No. So this is the square. So the alleyway comes straight into it, and it's almost like a little courtyard, and there are two.
Yeah.
So they're like houses, or I say houses, tenements, and then there's two sort of shops almost built into it. If that makes sense. It's a solid door. There's nothing, no window. Yeah. It's
Okay.
just
Solid.
So 1 second. So this door right here is
Here's
solid,
yeah, that's Juju's.
and this door, this little thing here is a window,
Yeah, there are windows out the front of it. Yeah.
and this thing is a solid door to the back of the pawn shop.
To the front of the pawn shop.
Okay, just because this is the street,
the
right?
Stairs. Yeah. So
And
you've come
We
round
came
the
in
back.
from West 37th, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you've come in the back way, whereas you're following this guy.
and this isn't the front door to the pawn shop. This is the back. This is like something else. Is that right?
I suppose you don't know. You've not been around that way.
Yeah, I'm not there. Okay, cool. Interesting. Very
But the
interesting.
pawn shop looks like it's closed down. Or
Yeah,
closed.
it's boarded windows,
Right.
unlike Juju's, which has glass
But
windows.
both doors are solid. Did you say? Sorry.
Like, not even shopkeepers' doors. They're just solid wood. And it looks as though they've kind of I don't know what you call it, but like the metal banding across it.
Okay. Okay.
What's above it? Is it like single story?
Yes, this is unlike the other three sort of sides of that court.
Okay, so what the roof look like?
Of the Juju's,
Yeah.
it looks it's reasonably difficult to see. It looks like there is like the American flat roof. So there's kind of like a flat roof, and then sort of tiles come off on the corner of it. It looks a bit like that.
Okay, but there's people around as well.
There are a considerable amount of people around.
Okay.
There's a considerable amount of people around in this little square area.
Yes.
Or back. Okay. How many?
So the three bums.
Leave.
There is at least two others on the corners.
What do the two others look like?
They are black men. They are shabbily dressed, and okay, I do have an actual description.
I'm gonna knock.
On Juju's.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's like a
I
solid.
think I might be overthinking this.
Okay. There's a
Yeah,
solid,
I'm realizing that. Yeah, it's why I was just like, I'm just gonna try the door.
After a couple of minutes, there's no reply.
Yeah. No.
It looks as though it may be closed. It's open hours of 10 till 4. So you've missed it by about 40 minutes or so.
Do these guys look like they are going to have an issue if we break down this door?
I think common sense would tell you this is kind of like their home area.
Yeah.
So they might not necessarily go down the legal route, but they might give a kick in for breaking up their turf and their.
These guys I'm not so worried about. It's when they come back with like 30 others.
Yeah.
That we might have a problem.
Yeah.
I think we either come back tomorrow or we come back later. I think we leave now. In fact, I'm gonna put my hand on the back of Victor's neck and guide him out of this alley.
Okay.
Because this isn't going anywhere good.
Okay. Do you go with him?
Yeah, I don't think Victor's
I don't think I'm giving him much choice.
Yeah, I don't think he wouldn't fight you either. He would just be like, "Oh, okay, it's time to leave." But at the same time, is there like a role I can make to like try and remember these guys' faces?
The person that you've just seen.
That
you were tracking.
Not the three. No, not the three bums, but the two guys in the square. Because I can't see him now, so I can't really make the role of like, do I remember him?
Just seeing if anything would. I suppose general kind of intelligence is probably linked to that, because that'd be kind of your memory and your ability to think of that.
Apparently not. Apparently, I'm just getting pulled out the alleyway.
No, it's kind of it's difficult to. You don't think you recognise these guys? You're pretty sure you don't.
Yeah.
Even though you glance at them once, twice, 3 times, nothing gives you the same kind of gut feeling it did before. But whether your gut's right or not is a different matter.
It's about 4 in the afternoon, yeah?
You're kind of getting on to 20 to 5, so in early January the 21st, it is getting dark. Very dark.
But like, I'm just gonna head out of Harlem and trying to.
You're gonna head out of Harlem entirely.
Yeah, I think, and not like the most direct route out to where sort of more civilized New York is, so we can potentially grab a taxi, even if it's not the most direct route.
I mean, if you're just manhandling me out, then I can't really do anything. So I just do it, I guess.
If it was later, I'd been thinking we'd stay, but it's still early enough. I think we can probably get out of Harlem and at least meet up with the others.
And then, like, come back.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not too difficult. You're reasonably used to navigating New York, having lived here before. It takes you to get to a decent spot, maybe a half hour of brisk walking.
Yeah.
And then you manage to find some places where cabs are slightly less likely to mug you.
Are we being followed on the way out? I'm not so worried about the cab driver.
Spot hidden.
The spot hidden. Yes, I'm good at that.
Okay. Where exactly are you looking at, James, on your walk?
So as we leave the courtyard,
yeah,
I'm trying to be aware if anyone's following us from there.
Okay. It doesn't look like anyone's following you.
Yeah.
But it does look like everyone is looking at you.
Yeah, I think that's kind of expected.
As you're kind of going away, some of the bums are waving the notes in the air as a goodbye to Victor.
I just kind of like nod, and like I even give them like a drink up, like
yeah,
like yeah.
Well, plus point, if we go back later, they won't be conscious.
True.
That's exactly why I just gave them the drinks up kind of thing. They will.
He's from now on. He should be known as the Hobo Whisperer.
Don't forget to do your ticks, boys. By the way.
I've
I
done
really-
it.
I haven't passed.
Oh no, I
haven't
didn't know spot hidden doing. I'm getting loads at the minute.
Did you make sure that you did your track roll as well? Because you passed the track roll.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I
you
got
did.
that. I got that.
Everything else I passed today, I've already got ticked over rotatingly.
So, by the time, I suppose, considering the driving conditions, you probably get back to the hotel just before 6, to your standard hotel.
Can we just point out that Jax went to bed at like 3 in the afternoon?
He's an old man. That's what they do.
It
People at 5 in the morning, bashing about, making noise.
I think time changed there because it wasn't that.
I thought we'd stopped
it
just
was-
before, but
It was really late when you guys headed off, which is why I said I wasn't going.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that would have changed that whole encounter, so I guess we're all right.
but yeah, I mean, I'll just be an old man and say I didn't want to go to Harlem at all.
Yeah.
and tonight a few hobos managed to live because Jax was asleep.
Oh hell no, no!
They
They lived this afternoon.
They're so
Tonight.
dead. They're either getting mugged
We
or
ride.
drinking themselves to death.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you're right back at your hotel, your familiar digs, and it's kind of reassuring. It's not home, but it's nice to feel slightly safer in familiar surroundings. And to be honest, to get out of that chilling wind, you notice your face is kind of sore from the cold.
I just like quickly get into the lobby and I like rub my face and I'm just like, okay. Do you think we can wake up Jackson? Go back. Not Jackson, like he's long dead, but Jax and sorry, my
Jackson
accent
dead.
is a bit
Oh,
confusing sometimes.
Too
Too soon?
I guess we go and see where the Jax is. Well, why do you?
And like I stop you and I'm just like,
I'm
only
going to
because
ask why are we going
Yeah,
back to Juju?
exactly.
Why? 'Cause I don't know what that's all
literally
about.
what I was going to stop you and say. I don't think I just got this like deep feeling, that there's something there. Everything has pointed us to this place. Every single one of the leads that I am following points us to this place. And tomorrow morning, the newspaper is going to go out and is going to say bad things about it. And I don't believe that they're still going to be there when we get back. You know what I mean? We're going to have missed our chance.
Okay, well, let's go and wake up Jax.
Okay. I wish Robert were here. He'd back me up on this.
So we go up to the rooms to wake Jax up.
Are you knocking on the door? What are you doing?
I'm knocking on the door.
Alright. What time is it?
It's nearly 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
You're an old man.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, what do you want? And I won't bother opening the door.
I'm opening the door.
It's locked, dude.
Yeah, there's this thumping noise going on, so I kind of stumble out of my room. My pants aren't on. I'm kind of staggering around,
American
balls
pants or
blowing in
British
the
pants?
wind.
Both.
I'm still like bashing on the door.
Gentlemen, what's the ruckus? And then
Well,
falling
yeah.
onto my face a little bit.
And we just turn to you and I
Robert?
just like carry on knocking on the door.
How drunk is he?
I'm not wearing any pants.
That's not answering my question.
Roll a con save. Like a con.
Oh, watch this. I'm going to pass it like a champion, and just this is how I am.
Sobers up instantly.
Yep, no, I'm not drunk at all. This is just what I like to do in an afternoon.
So
Yeah.
you are buzzed. You are slightly elated considering how down you have been the last few days. That chatty, ready drunk, like, oh, hey boys.
It's going to be a good night.
I look at you. I kind of notice it, and I'm just like, I'm hot on the trail. You're going to love this, Robert. There's an art house, and it's full of all the secrets we need.
Right.
But if we wait until tomorrow morning, it's going to be too late.
Okay,
You in?
right.
Where is this?
Don't ask that. Are you in?
Let me go get my pants.
Well,
Yes.
while he gets his pants on, I'm going to tell Jax that we're going down to the diner. Why did everyone's name begin with a J?
Tell me about it.
Jax, we're going down to the diner to discuss the next move, and we're going to take Robert with us because he needs food to sober up.
Fine.
No, so I'm in fighting form, sir. Fighting form.
I'll tell him we'll see him there.
All right, cool. I'll get dressed and then
Sorry.
I see my cut undressed to go to bed. In this weird world where I went to bed at like fucking 3 or some shit.
Because
that's what old people do.
He's getting withdrawals from the drinking.
I'm not that old. I'm like 60, you know.
It's quite old, huh? Right, so I'm gonna get Victor to explain to the others why we're going to Juju tonight.
Yeah, I like
because this is going to be difficult.
As we're like sitting at the diner, everybody's there. I assume we have like some food delivered and like some coffees and stuff. And I like
lots of black coffee.
I just pull out like this, like all the bundle of like every bit of evidence and every bit of like stuff that I've collected so far. I pull out my notebook and I just throw it on the table. And I'm just like, this is where it's leading. This right here. Every single person I've spoken to in the last 24 hours has guided me here. Every single one. It doesn't matter.
Pointing to it on a map.
No. I'm just like pointing to my notes, right. And my notes look like madman's ravings, like of just like notes and just like scribbles and scrawls and just like stuff.
What is this place? What's it called?
It's called Juju. Do you know it?
I kind of sit back, go slightly green for a second, and then just burst out into sort of fits of laughter. But just like kind of a bit more manic than you might like.
Okay.
So he starts off like it's funny, and then it's kind of gone beyond that into, oh, I don't think he's okay. Yeah. I kind of hands over my phone to just sort of pull it down, and I kind of explained to you that this is the lead that I'd disappeared to investigate.
How far did you get?
I got to Juju's itself. I was looking around, but it was dusk. It's getting dark, and if half the stories I've heard about that place are true, it's not somewhere that I can handle on my own. But it's been a long day, gentlemen. A very good friend of mine is no longer with us, and I just needed a bit of time, so that's why I went back to the room. But I think more than ever, if we're going together, we need to go and we need to see what we can find here. This seems to be the culmination of so many things. We need to go forward, and we need to see what's happening here.
At this exact moment, like hearing Robert say that, and like basically not expecting anyone to just like immediately completely agree with him, Victor stands up so bolt upright that it like knocks the chair that he's sitting on over, and it's like, yes, exactly, we've got to go now. And I just kind of like I look
go later.
Now, today. I mean today, before tomorrow morning. And I look back at Robert and I like explain the story about the newspaper and how it's going to tomorrow. There's a new story that goes out and how I think that it's going to spook whatever's there.
So we're going to Harlem at midnight to break into a house.
What could go wrong?
And you guys think that's a good idea?
I think it's the best
lead we've got.
I think it's the only thing we can do.
Jax, do you not want to avenge your friend Jackson?
No.
I promise. We'll
I
take
put my hand in the middle of the table and I go, I'm in.
That's nice.
I like slam my hand down on top of his hand. And I'm like, I'm already there. What about you, James? You're with us, right?
As I say, it's the best lead we've got. And we don't have many bad ones.
And put your hand in the middle of the table.
Big meat fist goes in there.
And then we all look at Jax expectantly with big, wide puppy eyes.
I'm like, 1, I'm not putting my fucking hand on the table, and 2, I'll watch just to see how this goes down.
Okay. And 3, who ordered the pancakes? Because they're not great now.
That was mine. Thank you.
I think maple syrup. Mm.
Oh my god. How are we getting to Harlem at midnight?
How long is it going to take to walk? I'd know this.
To walk? Hour 10?
What time is it? Still early. Yes, it's not
About
bad.
7ish.
Can we get...
Isn't it like minus degrees outside?
It's cold.
I'm 60.
Can we get one?
And you asked me to walk an hour and 10 minutes.
Please let Jax freeze to death. What a way to go.
And that is how we died.
The grumpiest bastard ever. Forced to walk to Harlem.
It's like the last scene of The Shining.
Total party killed by the cold in New York. Okay. So we've got to get some transport, which means probably stealing some transport. That's fine.
Well, this is turning into an evening.
Fucking hell.
Or I could just try and persuade a taxi driver to take us there.
There's going to be any at midnight?
I look around like
Extra, baby.
I look around in the restaurant and I'm just like, no, I'm with James. I think we need transport. It'll also mean we can get out of there faster if we need to.
Right. So he looks at his particular set of skills, none of which are going to help. Okay. So,
Is there anyone in this restaurant that looks like they might have a car or might have driven here?
I thought you were eating in the room. Am I wrong?
No.
We're in the diner.
Okay. I mean, there are cars parked outside. There might be people with cars.
I think we try and take a car. Like, it's 1920s. They've not got trackers on them.
Is it literally just let's break the window? Let's put two ways together.
No.
Let's go.
The locks are shocking.
Who describe the people in the diner to me?
Okay. 7 o'clock on this evening. So, there is
Isn't that like peak time for dinner and stuff as well?
So there's an old couple in the corner, both with greying hair. One of them, both male and female. They are wrapped up in long, sort of almost like trench coats with a bigger ruffle around the neck. There are a few workmen to the side. There are a couple of people in less fancier clothes, sort of everyday garb, and there's one man in the corner who's reading a paper. He's wearing a suit and has a shoddy leather briefcase.
Can I make a bit of a spot hidden check to check the old people to see if I can see like a bulging pocket that might be containing car keys, for example?
It's going to be a bulging. So you're looking for car keys, particularly.
Well, just if they've got car keys on the table.
Okay.
If they've got,
I'm going to go for a hard, mate.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a fail, but still, I did roll it.
Nailed it.
He
Nailed it.
He found that bulge.
Okay. So in terms of like, tasty. So they're currently eating key lime pie and they're having a coffee as they've just finished their meal. The table, in terms of like booths, is those almost like faux leather booths. They're by the window and they've got the typical table. They're both sitting on the edge of the table to where the like corridor for people to walk down between the tables is, and on the right hand side you can see that there is a set of keys on top of the table.
Right. Well, hear
On
me
the
out.
table.
This is my plan, and this is why I want it to succeed. What I would like to do, I'm discussing this with the group, is I'm going to go over to that old couple, and I'm going to start a conversation with them about some inane rubbish, because I'm really good at starting conversations about inane rubbish. But then I'm going to use my psychology skills to start an argument between them. Right? And while they're arguing and going on and on at each other, I'm going to take those car keys and I'm going to leave. And then we're going to go and find out whose car it is and go drive to Harlem.
Sounds good.
I like that plan. I like that plan.
I am going to rob some pensioners. I'm them also going to leave a little note on our table saying they're going to pay for our bill. And we're going to Harlem in the Oldsmobile.
I like that plan, but I'm going to make it easier for you, Robert. And
Okay.
I stand up, and
I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and be like, no.
He's got this.
let him do this. And at the same time, I'm going to slide $5 note over to Christ, what's Luke's character called again? I forgot. James. I'm going to slide it along and give him a nod as if to say, $5 says it goes tits up.
I'll take that then.
He's like,
Gentlemen, what was the name of the club in Harlem again?
It began with T.
Terry's something or other.
Was it Terry's Chocolate Orange? No, it was not Terry's Chocolate Orange. It was...
Was it the Tits and Ass Club?
Nope. It was Teddy's.
Right.
No, I'm talking the one that you were going to go to that sounded like it's where all the prostitutes live.
That wasn't the club. That was the.
That was a hotel.
Yeah. Right. Can we just get our heads around 1920s cars? Yeah, they're all black Ford Model Ts.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
So we're going to have a set of keys. We won't know which car they're for.
You just go outside and press it and wait for the lights to show.
There's definitely a clicker.
You do know a screwdriver could do this whole thing just so easily.
Yeah, but this is more interesting. Stop ruining his fun.
I've been away for 2 weeks. 2 sessions.
Go for it. Like me
My
and Max were just sitting back
does
watching.
stupid things and makes bad decisions. That is what I'm here for. This is what I'm doing. So what was that club called?
Teddy's.
Teddy's.
Teddy's Saloon.
Yeah.
Teddy's Saloon. And that's the one that sounded where the prostitutes lived.
So.
Okay. So I'm going to go straight over to them and I kind of clap them on the shoulders. I'm like, Steve, it's been weeks since I see you. How are you getting on? And I just kind of plonk myself down in front of them both. Oh, hi there. I'm Robert. I've met your husband a couple of weeks ago. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
So the lady looks up at you. She looks immediately kind of quite terrified. Malcolm, who is
No,
this
allow me
man?
to introduce myself. My name is Professor Robert Dixon. I'm from the university. I'm just up here on my vacation. Steve, you didn't tell me your wife was so lovely. It's really, really nice to meet you.
So both of them look very thin and very gaunt. They look very old in age. They look like they're definitely not from around here as well. They look, in terms of how they are dressed, it looks like they're wearing reasonably new clothes, and it looks like they've prepared well for the cold. And the man turns to you and he goes, "Sir, I'm not sure I met you, not from around here."
That's not what you told me in Teddy's.
"Sir, I kindly ask you to step back." And then the other lady goes, "Malcolm, what's going on?"
He didn't tell you about Teddy's. Oh God, that was such a funny story.
Ed, before you start, roll me a tasty roll. Tell me how you're doing
What am I rolling on?
So
Psychology?
It depends
Persuade.
what you're trying to do. Probably persuade, or if you're doing an act, it's going to be something.
Pure.
Right, I'm going to tell the most ludicrous and disgusting story that I can to make the wife think that her husband has been having it away with ladies of the night.
Okay.
And then when they're going to argue, I'm going to nick the car keys.
Okay.
So,
Fucking hell. Okay.
Oh, he's got the first step.
Okay.
So-
So
and at the end of it, not only was I covered in shit, I also had whipped cream on my nipples.
so the lady stands up, and you can see almost. There's something not entirely right about her dress code. It looks as though she's overly dressed for a diner. This is something very fancy to her, and she goes, "Malcolm, I thought we had hard times enough as it is. I can't speak to you right now," and she storms off out of the side of the diner, leaving him there. And you can almost see this old gentleman, wiry, strong, begins to start to square up to you.
I just go, better start chasing her, buddy. She's on her way.
I'm gonna put my hat. I'll just be like, make sure that nobody moves from our table, despite the fact that there might be a fight going on. I'd be like, let it be.
What I turn out to say to him, this is meant to be like the psychological things of making myself look bigger, because I'm not a small man in this. I'm not a big man, but I'm not a small man.
Yeah, definitely roll me an intimidate right now.
What am I rolling?
An intimidate.
Intimidate? Oh, man. Not intimidate.
I just want to see you get beaten up by an old guy.
If this is anywhere near 15, I'm using luck. No.
Okay. Right. Whack! Straight across the face goes these cold, old knuckles as he cocks you square in the jaw, to the point where you fall onto the floor, and stars go above your head, and you take 5 points of damage as you're quite sure he's nearly broken your jaw.
At that point, I start screaming out, "This man has assaulted me! This man has assaulted me! Somebody call the police!" And in the confusion, either I try and take the keys, or one of the other people might say, "Oh, this is the time when I take the keys," which he'd left on the table.
Okay. He storms out and doesn't notice you taking the keys.
And I kind of walk over and go, "And that, my friends, is how you steal from keys."
No car
have you
keys
got
on
them?
the ring.
Have you got them in your hand?
Yes, I do.
I kind of like reach out in a kind of like handshake. I like literally go to gesture to handshake you, and like with like almost magician's deftness, I like try and take the keys out of your hand while you're shaking my hand.
Big sleight of hand roll. And I'll give you an extra dice considering that he's...
Doesn't matter. I managed to fail miserably somehow.
Okay.
That great.
I kind of feel bad and just put them in your hand anyway.
Oh no! Like it just looks like I'm shaking your hand and taking the keys. And when I realize it's not subtle, I'm just like, well done on taking those keys. I suppose I couldn't have done better.
I kind of put them in my pocket. I'll motion over to the waitress and say, "That gentleman who's just got out, he's paying for our food," and then we kind of get up and leave.
That guy he's just left is going to pay for us.
He's coming back.
I'm going to put... What? How much would the food be?
Maybe... What did you have? Pancakes, coffee and stuff like that? Probably about $4.50.
Right, I'm going to throw $10 on the table.
Okay.
Well,
Call the police.
Everyone at the minute is looking around at you, and you've caused a right kerfuffle, and
we
you've been
leave.
there a few times.
We leave. We are not getting a receipt for this either.
I'll send you, what do you call it? I slide the $5 over to you, James, because he came back with the keys. So you can use that for the what do you call it?
Oh, what? I don't know what I'm doing now. It's about that.
Cool. We go outside.
Well, I was eating my fucking pancakes, man.
As we're walking down the street, do we hear an old lady screaming at us?
No, it seems like they have walked off far, far away.
Right. So next question: how many black Ford Model Ts do we see?
The streets. Where are you? You're outside this hotel. There are a fair few. Eyeballing
can I-
19 at least.
Oh, it's an old man. He written like his serial thingy number, a registration number on the keys or something.
I mean, have
He
a
just
look at
clocked
the
you around the
keys.
face.
Who does anyone have any experience with cars?
Uh,
I'm thinking
No,
about. I will
probably
take.
not.
I would take a drive auto as
have we
being
got drive auto?
a useful.
No, because
Oh, I've got 20 in drive auto. Oh, that's the standard one, isn't it?
yeah, Jakob is not here
Yeah,
anymore.
20. Yeah.
I'm happy for you all to have a go. Whoever has had a look at the keys.
Okay,
Right, so that's not
so
me. That's you two.
I have, yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
So, no, what is. Sorry, I missed the last bit.
I'm
What's
happy for
drive
anyone
auto?
who's touched
Roll
the
drive
keys
auto.
to roll a drive auto just to have a look if they know about.
Okay, where is it gone? Oh, there it is. Right. Nope.
Not sure. Okay. Trying to think. If
Okay, it's not
anyone...
going to take us more than 10 minutes to go down the street and try the keys in different parts.
Okay. Yeah.
And
it's
they're going to be
definitely
away
what
for
that
more than 10
happens.
minutes. Story I've just
They
told.
probably stood outside their car arguing.
Going, where the hell are my keys? As we come out, going, trying these keys in every lock possible. Yeah.
I'm happy for everyone to roll a group luck roll to see. And I'll
How do we do that? What,
so,
does
so
everybody
everyone
roll
rolls a
luck?
luck, and we want at least 2 or 3 out of 4 passes.
Did I pass that or did I fail it miserably?
You failed miserably.
Failed. James
You got
passed.
99.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
horrific fail.
I failed.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
It comes down to you, Jax.
Yeah, that's the
Down to
thing.
you.
Is it just me?
Oh, I got
So
one.
we've got 2
We've got
fails,
one, fail,
one success.
pass.
Damn it. I was going to say that I wasn't going to try. Where's luck coming into home?
Cool. I have earned this car. I have earned this car.
Okay. It looks as though you can see the man pacing up and down the street, looking by the edges of some cars. Presumably looking for his keys.
Mhm.
The lady is nowhere to be seen.
Well-
would it be an idea then to just watch him for a minute, because he'll walk to his car, pad himself down, and then probably go back in the restaurant to look for his keys?
Ah, fuck this. I'm just going to walk up to him. Oi, mate, which one's your car?
Who's asking?
Me, dickhead. And I'm just going to grab him and push him up against the wall.
Fucking hell. Right. Oh, Jesus. Roll me.
I'm going to punch that old man in his face until he gives me the right answer.
Right, hold on then. Let's roll me a unarmed attack, and he will try.
No,
and fight
I
back.
was joking. I was absolutely.
He's
I'm not actually going
I
to do
don't
that.
think Jack is joking.
Jax isn't
No.
joking.
I'm not joking, I'm just doing it. 2 seconds.
So both of you. Oh no, you haven't rolled it yet.
Sorry.
That's right.
I'm still trying to find this stupid. Is it fighting brawl, right?
Yeah.
It's the green one you roll, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Okay, so both of you almost squabble around, slip in the snow as he appears a lot stronger than you first thought he was.
Right.
And you throw a dig at him, but he manages to stop it.
Okay, I'm going to walk up. I'm going to push Jax out of the way. And I'm going to tell the guy to disappear.
What?
Now.
We need his car!
Yeah, well, we know which car he stood outside, don't we?
No, we know roughly which
Yeah,
car.
that's fine. So we got down to like 3.
I
I'm
still
not having
wanna
you
beat the
kill an
crap
old
out
guy.
of him.
So I'm intimidating. I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of the neck and tell him to leave.
God damn it. I just
Okay.
wanted to hit.
So he gets right up in your face, James, and he looks you dead square in the eye.
In the chest.
Well, in the chest, but he looks straight up at you. He's like, "Son, I've seen worse things than you ever seen before.
Can I
Think
punch
you
him?
little people scare me. I'm leaving it because it's better for you. And he sort of gets off and dusts himself and starts to walk away.
Dude, I need to prove that he hasn't
I'm going
seen
to stop
the
Jack's proving himself.
I just need to do it. No one tells us that it's the worst.
Yes, they do. Everybody does.
He's seen worse things than fucking.
My God, I just realised some of that.
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay, good.
Is there a shotgun in the boot?
If he had his keys, we might find out.
We've got,
We've got his keys.
Try this car. Try this car.
So, around the cars you are, there are two black cars, and there is a pickup.
Right. We'll try them all.
Okay.
Let's try the pickup.
Try the pickup. We're not going to fit in that, so it's really going to be pointless. This whole thing.
So the pickup opens easily.
I volunteered to stay at home.
And interestingly, the license plate for any of you might know is from Miskatonic.
Oh dear, he's Malcolm Garvey.
Yeah.
It's the guy that we gave a shotgun to. Oh no, he just had a shotgun, and he went round to just crit everyone in the face and just shot everyone.
Right, so we've now got a 2-seater car.
You can sit in the back.
Well, the whole point was to get a car so we didn't freeze to death.
No, the whole point was to get a car so Jax didn't freeze to death.
Yeah.
God's sake.
I climb in the back.
I'm climbing in the back. I'm not driving this thing.
No, you don't need to get in the front. You're going to be cold, old man.
I'll drive.
It is particularly cold on your ass.
Oh, fine, I'll go on the front.
I look to see what I'm sitting around.
There isn't much in the pickup. In the front of it, there is a
Shotgun.
there is a sawn off in the glove compartment with 3 shells. It's loaded with 2 and there's 3 more. In the bag, it looks like there is a very a suitcase, almost kind of like one of those old-fashioned suitcases. Kind of how would you explain it? It's like a bag rather than a suitcase itself, and it looks as though they've prepared to come on a holiday.
Okay.
Probably after a horrific.
Is there any tea?
There
Apple
is no
pie.
tea in there.
Pie.
Yeah, apple pie. Any food products?
Yeah.
There is a bottle of water on the floor.
Oh no, we're not drinking that shit.
Just throw it on the street. Let's go.
Right, so what time is it now?
By all this kerfuffle, had tea 7:20.
Let's drive.
Still far too early.
Doesn't matter. We need to get out of here now
So we
Why?
drive away.
because we've just stolen a car.
But
Well,
Beat
I'm
up an old man.
Nobody knows that.
guessing there'd be a car park where we normally stay, and we could kind of stay there until we need to go. It might be an hour 10 walking it, but I'm guessing it'd only be about 15-20 minutes driving it. So we could just hold up somewhere, and then when we're ready, and not freeze to death.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody can fix my jaw.
So
You earned that, son. I'm just
Oh,
gonna...
moved
man,
the
I
car.
totally earned that.
I'm going to move the car round,
Okay.
so it's not parked where he left it.
Okay.
And then I guess we go somewhere else, a coffee shop or a diner or something that's not the one we just kicked off
Okay.
Are there like
ever
hardware
again. I
stores?
like their pancakes.
Are there like hardware stores that are open?
Not
this late?
open.
Probably not at this time.
Oh, is there any tools in the van, in the truck?
I was going to say, is there a tire iron or some kind of crowbar or something like that in this truck?
Yeah, there would be something to
Awesome.
rectify if there was any problems on the road.
Is there
Yeah,
any way
that's what
that
I
I
was
could
thinking.
find somewhere where I could heal the half of my damage which has been taken off me?
You
Or
could
at least some of that back.
you could try
in
a
the time
first
that we've
aid,
got.
but within the time, considering it's just the evening, you're probably not gonna. You're still gonna be hurt. So
That's fine. Let's. Anybody want to do first aid? Anyone good at it?
I can
knock
do
on the
We
window
got
to Jack.
doctor.
I'm not gonna do it. Like I said, you should wear the a bag.
Yeah, but I also don't want to die.
I will try a first aid.
Okay.
I'm not horrific at it. I am horrific at it.
Okay, so James slaps
That's
some
gonna scar.
snow on your side of your jaw to try and reduce the swelling, and it just hurts. He is far too brutal and manhandling you for this, but part of you grins and bears through it as a solitary tear goes down your eye. You feel like it's helped slightly. You can roll a d3 and see.
I'm used to dealing with people punched in the face.
Hey! That's fine by me. I'm back up to 8.
Just so we sort this out, who else was in the front? Was it Jax?
Yeah, me, because I'm an old
So
man.
you've got the shotgun in the bag. I'm assuming you're going to keep that.
Sure, I guess. I think I can fire shotguns.
I can, but I was driving, so I don't necessarily know.
Yeah, we're not going to fire out the bloody window.
Yeah, he drives by.
It won't be me, gentlemen. It won't be me.
I am not letting you have a firearm.
No, my guy doesn't. He doesn't use guns.
Is it RS?
Yeah, it's RS because it's rifle/shotgun. Do any of you have any ability in it?
Yeah.
But isn't your character a hunter?
No, that was the old one.
That was yeah.
Right. Okay.
I do have 4 points in it, so I'm up to 29.
I'm up to 50, so I could. I'm probably the most. But Jack.
That said, like I have no other combat capability whatsoever.
That's all right. My guy isn't a combat guy either.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Jack's just got it. As long as someone's got it,
Cool.
he can decide who he gives.
I can't use it, but I mean.
Well, you've got a pistol anyway, so why would you don't need both?
Yeah. Well, you know.
We drive.
Your wheel.
Do we just go past time until it's time? I don't think we have anything else that we necessarily.
We just kill time till like late the small hours.
We press select and then we choose 3 hours on the wait.
Before we do that, what time is the library open till?
Oh my god!
Like 5 at the absolute latest.
It's not like libraries are sometimes these days where they're open in the middle of the night. Cool. Then hit select.
This is a respectable time.
We hit select, and we choose wait, and then we wait.
Okay,
and we'll stand there like
where are
deadly
you parking
still.
the car, James, to wait?
I'm going to drive. Well, in fact, how much fuel's in it? How much fuel's in it?
Probably roll a luck. We'll see.
None.
Looks as though there's only an eighth of a tank.
Let's go fill it up in the 3 hours that we've got.
Are there any gas stations open this time of night?
It'd be easy enough to find one that was,
let's drive to a gas station.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, you managed to fill it up, and it costs you sort of $12. It's quite expensive around here.
It costs $12 to fill a car up now.
Did we get a receipt for it?
You can ask for a receipt, and he writes you out one on a slip of yellow paper.
Sounds good to me.
$12.
$12 holla.
Fuel. And
We're going to go rob a shop then, gentlemen.
Yes.
So, we'll just. I want to just drive around. Probably go to is there a bridge there somewhere? No.
You're looking for the way to Harlem, or
Harlem's Manhattan, isn't it?
It's like here.
No, yeah.
It's like here. Around
God.
This bridge, maybe. I think.
Let's go drive around the Bronx. It all looks rough.
okay.
Yeah, I guess we just drive around.
Everyone roll a spot hidden.
What are we rolling it for?
I will tell you, depending on what you see.
What's more like? I don't know. My character's
James, as you're driving away, there is a squad car heading its way to the
Like
diner.
auto crit.
Very well done, boys. Both of you notice that there is a squad car going towards the diner.
Right, so we're never going there again.
No, never.
I like the pancake.
I passed hard.
Yeah, so we drive away and I just want to drive around till I don't know, because that's probably going to be dead obvious. The police will be about.
Yeah.
Will he be about? I
Let's,
want to find somewhere to park up, like under a bridge or something.
I suggest
Down some back street.
I lean round and like try and talk to you. Maybe if I can talk through the window, I suggest we go to the place that the guys in the speakeasy suggested we actually sleep for the night, where it's like not too nice but is safe, and that's
Okay,
in
then.
Harlem.
Yeah, good idea. We go there.
Okay. It doesn't take you long. It's not difficult to find, and outside you can see almost a. It looks like it's built into the tenement, so the bottom floor, and they've kind of built it in as like a crappy motel in Slumtown. And there's a fluorescent pink light that says "Knock and Cranny" as one of the owners is out.
I knock on the door.
Okay. It's easy enough to walk in. There's a in the front there is a small welcome desk. There's a man smoking his cigarette as he's listening to the radio, the wireless. Something about some politics is on recently, and he's just not really concentrating. The door goes ching ching as you go through.
I walk in. I'm like, one room.
Without barely looking at you, he goes. He sort of looks, or sort of listens to the amount of footsteps, and he goes, "By the hour, or no questions asked, fellas."
Indeed, no questions asked. One room. Until the morning.
$2.
One room for 5 guys.
4.
What? How many other people are here?
$2. Name on the card.
I'm going to give him $2.
Name on a card, please.
I just write down like a random names.
Okay. He doesn't glance at it.
Excuse me, have you got any ointment? I'm a little sore.
Have to head to one of them there late night pharmacies. Not that kind of place. Different kind of ointments, but not what you're looking for. As he looks up and you can see the swollenness on your face. He pulls, without kind of getting up from a chair, pulls off a key on a ring and hands it over. Second floor to the left.
What time do you close the front door?
Always here. Fantastic customer service.
Wonderful. Fantastic. To the point that you never saw us.
Different price.
How much?
Another 5.
I look back at you guys because I gave all my money to the hobos.
Right, so another $5.
He takes it,
burning through cash.
puts it in his pocket, and
Can I get the receipt for that?
not
No.
if I didn't see you. He looks up. He's kind of at this point. He kind of breaks contact with the wireless he's looking at, and almost sort of watching as the stories come through. Not the brightest of folk, are you?
No, he's not really, but we put up with him.
Someone's got, I suppose.
Yeah, sadly his dad left us with it, so, you know. Dad wasn't too bright either, idiot.
And you can see him sort of getting almost really not interested. He's like, yeah, hard to not know if I know your life story. Second floor to the left.
So, are you Mr. Nook or Mr. Cranny?
Right, so I'm just marching him upstairs.
That's my kind of man.
Not the nooks and cranny you're looking for, sir. You need to bring your own.
Right, so just how horrific is this room?
So it is essentially there is a stained mattress in the middle of the room. There's no headboard, there's no table, there's no chairs. There is a small side table, and luckily you do have your own wash facilities, but it doesn't look like it's been cleaned in any recent time.
Right. Excellent.
Fine.
Customer service, my ass.
I mean, I thought he did pretty well.
Kind of go to put my hands on that. Joel, you spring the mattress Got to do that, and then maybe not. Find myself a nice
sit on
corner
the
and sit
floor,
down on the floor.
my back to the door, and try and get an hour's sleep
Okay.
or two.
I've had a nap, so I'm just gonna walk around the hotel. I guess.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe go chat to that guy.
Your sort of people.
Yeah, see how he's getting on. Maybe actually he's got TV down there, wasn't he? So
you
no,
know, he's
that.
listening to a wireless.
all right, I'll just go downstairs and. Was there any chairs or anything in the?
There's 3 uncomfy looking chairs by the window.
Yeah, I'll just go take one of them.
Okay.
And then
So I guess we're looking for about 3 a.m. Yeah.
As you kind of go to sit down, he sort of, in a very dull tone, calls out, "Not the kind of party you were hoping for."
Nope, definitely not. But
He's gonna tag in later.
yeah.
They say God loves a trier, but each to their own.
In the room, is there a window?
Yeah. So if you imagine kind of like the sort of the motels you see on television, there's like one wide window going out onto the second floor sort of balcony half walkway,
Sure.
and it's next to the door.
Sure. I just keep watch at the window. I look, and I think he's probably really transfixed on seeing whether or not he sees that guy again.
Okay.
As if he feels like he's being followed, because he probably does feel like he's being followed. Like if he felt fishy earlier, and
Roll
now
a
he's
hard
back
spot
again.
hidden.
Rolling that hard spot hidden.
Okay.
Getting extreme.
So looking straight across the road, you're quite sure that you see him on the corner, arms folded, hat on this time, but facing the hotel.
Okay. Do I have my things with me? Do I have any things with me?
What are you asking if you brought?
The binoculars that are in my gear and possessions.
I think you probably would have kept them on you.
No, I pull them out of my pocket. They're probably just little ones, not big. I just pull out these little kind of binoculars and I look, and I see if I can work out who he is.
You think it's him?
Yeah. Can I roll maybe intelligence and try and work out who he is or why I think I've seen him so many times?
Yeah, go for it. I will. I'll give you an extra dice for this because I think it'd be quite easy.
Okay. So if I just roll a d10 here.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So that would make it 70. So it's a pass. Is that right?
Yeah. So you are quite sure that as you went to talk to Millie Adams, that you definitely saw him, perhaps maybe following you then. You think that perhaps this guy's been following you around the entirety of the day. But you get that sense of feeling that you've made, that kind of, oh, why did I not realise? You think that he's kind of been casing you all day.
Now does he look like he's a policeman with his hat on? Or does he still look... He definitely looks like a policeman, not just like a guy dressed as a policeman.
No, he looks like he's had time to wash and iron his clothes. He looks smarter. He's wearing his full gear, his hat. He's still got a firearm to his side. He looks like he's in uniform and on beat.
I just edge back from the window slightly. Not... Is he looking at me or is he just looking at where we roughly are?
You went extreme, didn't you?
Yeah.
You think he's looking at the second floor for sure.
Okay.
Your window, not guaranteed, but your gut tells you probably.
I lean back just enough so I kind of drop the binoculars so they're covering my mouth.
Yeah.
And I to the 2 guys who are in the room, I'm like, that man, James, he's back here. The policeman, the one we followed. But he's got his hat on and he knows where we are. He's been following me all day, ever since I interviewed her. Miss
How
Sad.
long have we been in the room?
Jax went down to talk to the guy. You tried to start up a little kip. 10, 15 minutes.
I don't know how he keeps finding us.
That's what I'm thinking. Right. Okay.
I'm just wondering, since you are the only one of us who hasn't necessarily been followed all day, Robert, would you be up for a mission?
What type of mission?
How half dead is he?
A talk to a policeman kind of mission.
I'll go talk to a policeman.
He's just across the street on the corner there.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere with him though. Stay within view.
I kind of okay. I'll slip out of the room as quietly as I can without turning on any lights or anything that way around. I'm assuming our room's dark because of this. I kind of head down and I explain. Sorry, that was a bit of a whistle there. I explain to Jax what I'm doing. So Jax, this guy who's been following us around dressed as a policeman. I'm going to kind of go and approach him. I mean, are you wanting to do anything with us with this, or are you wanting to stay here?
Yeah, I'll come with you. Sounds fun.
Okay. Do you want to take the lead, or do you want me to?
What time is it?
Like 11, right? Now? If not, what time did you say it was, Greg?
You're getting close to 7:30 at night, or?
Oh, it's still early. It's still early.
Because you guys haven't had that time wait yet, have you? Because it seems like you've done that straight away.
Okay.
Yeah, we were coming to the hotel to wait. So
yeah, but it looks like you haven't waited yet.
Okay. I'll take the lead.
I'm going to suggest we go out of the back of the hotel and come round, so it doesn't look like we've come straight out of the hotel.
Sounds good to me. I don't mind.
I'm sure a guy on counter wouldn't give a flying fuck.
Barely notices.
Yeah. So we kind of do that, so we can head round in a bigger circle, so it looks like we can approach him from a different angle.
Okay.
It ain't because I want to sneak up on him. It's because I don't want him to see where we've come out of.
Okay. Just roll a dex roll. And what are you two in the hotel doing at this point?
Sleeping.
I'm still watching from the window. With binoculars and everything.
Sleeping.
Oh, passed a roll good.
Okay. It looks as though he starts to change his position as if he's going to start walking away. But you start to, if you so choose to, can catch up to him.
I think that's what we're going to do, isn't it, Jax?
Yeah, so we know it's definitely that guy, right?
Yeah. Well, he's the one who pointed out to me. I'm guessing before I went down, I had a little bit of a look in the binoculars, because why would I not? So he seems like the guy.
Cool. Are we catching up via running? Or are we catching up via just walking faster?
I think well, which one? Is it walking faster?
You choose.
No, I mean, like, can we catch up to him by walking fast?
Yeah, I think you would be able to quite easily.
Alright, we'll just do that for now. And then, unless he starts, like, getting mega shifty or something, we can...
Yeah. So he takes a few steps forward and then kind of... it looks as though he stops halfway down the alleyway to readjust. He's sorting out his cap. It looks like he's feeling his belt. It looks as though he's kind of stood sort of with his back to you.
Okay,
Are we in an alleyway now?
He started to walk down that alleyway. So whether or not you go around the corner, you can still see because it's straight down.
I'll put my hand on my gun, ready, as I see him touching his belt.
Okay.
I mean, I presume this is not a perfect dogging area, so...
They've invented dogging.
I mean, surely the dogging has been around since the dawn of time. I mean, we can get into that later. But for that, yeah, I'll just walk towards him with my hand on my gun.
Okay. Roll a stealth, just to see if he notices you.
I mean, I don't really care about being stealthy, to be
You're not
honest.
bothered? Okay. So at your footsteps in the snow reasonably quite heavy as you walk towards him, you can see him turn round and he looks you square in the face. He takes off his cap and he puts it underneath his arm. Doesn't say anything.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep walking up to him. How close are we?
10 feet.
Alright. It's fine. I'll just keep walking then.
Straight up to him.
Yeah.
Okay. He holds his ground. He just stares at you, not saying anything.
Alright, Robert's right behind me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, do you want to do the speaking then?
If you want me to, I thought you were going to take the lead, but I'm quite happy to do so.
I was ready to punch him in the face, but he seems to have, I don't know, just sort of chilled.
I think he would still probably shit himself if you pulled out a shotgun.
Probably, but I'm not sure we want to make him shit himself yet. This guy hasn't done anything wrong.
So I go up to officer. I'm so glad to have seen you. My uncle, he's had his van stolen. He had an argument with his wife, and when he came back, somebody had taken his van. I know this area isn't the nicest, and there's certain hoodlums around. I didn't know where I was supposed to report, so we saw you. We thought we'd come over and let you know.
And he kind of he walks up to you and he goes, "It is a dangerous area, isn't it?" And at that moment, from either side of the kind of alleyway, from the doorways in the shadows, two other officers just gently step out into the visible sort of light.
All right. I'm just at this point. I'm just gonna say, why were you watching us?
How are you saying it?
Why were you watching?
Okay.
Just straight. I'm just gonna be completely
straight.
about
Okay.
this. Why were you? Why are you doing this?
So, the one to the left-hand side of you.
Can I quickly interject?
Yeah.
As I see the two officers step from either side, if I see it, I kick the bed, I kick the mattress, and wake James up.
Okay. James, you wake
so
up with the
not
startle.
on the bed.
you wake up with the startle as he kicks boots the side of the wall next to you. So the officer to your left hand side goes couple of out of towners, and the one to the right hand side of you goes stirring up some trouble, and then the one in the middle goes, people around here, they keep their nose out of trouble.
You triplets or something.
It has that weird kind of vibe to it. But they don't respond.
They don't respond to that.
They don't respond. They are scowling at you. And then all three take one single step forward. And the one in the centre that originally you were following goes, people stirring up unrest in this neighbourhood. We deal with them.
I kind of go, but you seem to have forgot something.
Draws his attention but doesn't reply.
And at that point, I slap him as hard as I can and shout, "Blast him!" to Jax.
I'm gonna be pretty stunned.
Not overly ready to shoot a police officer.
I thought he had his hand on his shotgun.
Yeah, it was more the
Okay.
like these guys haven't really done anything wrong. It's more the like weird, creepy people, but like.
Oh, they were all properly children of the corn there.
But yeah, but I mean, like, I live in reality, dude.
I think I just woke up James to watch our friends get shot to death.
I'm just good, right? Okay, so
what
I'm doing
happened outside of these 2 weeks, Ed? Oh my god! Right.
Turn around and just like, what the fuck, man?
Do you
I'm
punch
already
him?
running
Do you
at this
punch
point.
him?
I've slapped him and I'm running away.
You're running away. Okay. Immediately, he starts to pursue Chase, and you can hear him shout, "Arrest that man!"
Oh, shit.
I'm running in
Right.
zigzags. I know. I've watched Boys in the Hood. I'm not running in a straight line.
Okay.
On the throat.
Fucking hell. Right, roll me another deck save. You're gonna see if you can outrun this guy.
Is it just the one going after him?
One of them staying near to you. The other's kind of stood in absolute shock at what the fuck's just happened. As this officer has just been assaulted.
Jack's in the office are just stood next to each other watching.
Sweet baby James.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna stand there as if to say.
Do you have
like,
a shotgun in your hands?
I had my hand on my pistol, but I'm not gonna like do anything.
Right, he managed to catch chase with you. He doesn't manage to catch up to you, but he is sprinting and he's close behind you. You can hear the as this incredibly athletic police officer is desperately chasing after you. As you run forward, you start to you can see in front of you there are trash cans laid over the floor. Make a see if you can jump it.
Okay, I like a gazelle.
Parkour!
I shout back as I'm jumping, "That noise is what your mother did," and just jump over and continue without breaking pace.
Oh, that's not the dice I wanted.
Oh no, he's got a good roll as well.
Okay, so
Oh, no, he hasn't.
as you run forward, you just leap over this and manage to keep your footing on the snow, and you see him stumble over this cannon. You manage to gain a bit of space. You continue running, but he does not give up chase. He keeps going after you. Fuck, I need to get the chase up rules up for this because I was not ready for this.
Who was anyone?
Holy moly! Okay, what's your movement speed?
Yes, it is. I don't know. 7. 7.
7. Okay, so you're equal with him at the minute. Okay, so you start running forward and you start to get to the end of the road, where a very slow amount of traffic is coming at you, and you manage to you.
Are there any hobos near us?
Roll a luck roll.
Throw fibers at them.
These are our people. No, there's no hobos.
There are no hobos around. As you begin to sprint towards the road, heading back in the direction of the motel, roll another dexterity roll.
Oh no. Oh no.
Ah!
Okay, he starts to gain back chase with you as he catches up. As you hesitate crossing the road, it's such an you're a cautious man. Why would you do this?
He's not coming over as cautious.
Okay, and again.
Okay. At this point, I'm running as fast as I can, and I pick up pace.
Okay, you manage to navigate your way through the traffic. It's not too difficult, and you see for a moment the officer that hesitates. He shouts one more time.
Can I make a quick turn into an alley in any direction?
Yep. Just bear me 1 second if I look at the different roles you should be doing. You don't have these in this game. Yeah, it's going to still be dexterity because you don't have there's not that sort of obstacle at the moment. So you make a very quick turn to the alley. Roll.
I was successful, I believe.
Rolling like a boss.
Okay, so you manage to skid around the corner and you start going. He continues his chase after you. And you can hear behind him, "Halt! Stop that man!" As they're running after you. And the one next to you, Andy, he starts walking towards you, and his hands are kind of by the side of his holster, but not touching his gun. And he goes, "I don't know what happened, but I need you to stay calm."
Join the club, bro. I do have a question though. Whilst you're here, and he's running off over there, does he still have to finish your sentences?
I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Okay.
Has this been long enough for James to come out and club some folk?
What are you doing, James?
No, I was gonna grab Victor and start heading downstairs quickly because we could see this was kicking off in the alley. Yeah,
Yeah, quite
where
easily.
Victor was watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're on our way down. God knows where Robert is by the time we get down there, but
Yeah, I don't think I'm running down there in an aggressive manner though.
Okay. So he put some cuffs on the back of you, Jax. He cuffs you.
I'm not sure I'll be happy with that.
Okay. So you can feel him grip your arm, and I'll give you a moment to react.
I think I probably put my hands on the wall or something, or wherever the hell I am.
Okay.
But be like, dude, you can't. I haven't done anything.
an old man.
Yeah. Like, I've actually done zero wrong. You can't just arrest someone.
And roll one dex because I want to see if you can react just in time. If you get an extreme, I'll let you do it.
Sweet. I'm never going anywhere with goddamn Robert ever again.
I'm never sending him on a mission. Do you want to go on a mission to talk to a police officer?
Okay. So you succeeded, but not in the manner that you needed to. And we'll go back to Robert. Robert, you continue racing
How
down.
far away from me? Because my idea was going in there, he might run past and I could like jump in a dumpster or something.
He's probably about 20 feet behind you.
Okay. Am I coming? What's in front of me?
You took a
Am I
sharp.
coming? Is it just like it's a sharp turn and it goes back onto the main road, or is it?
I mean, there are different ways that you could go, because if you think about the way that American streets are structured, you can take many sharp turns. You can go down alleyways. You can go down, so if you've crossed the road and you're trying to get back to the hotel, you could go past the hotel to your left with that in front of you, and there's just alleyway after alleyway after alleyway.
Okay. Can I hear people in any direction? Or traffic, or
There's slow traffic on the road. There's one or two vehicles out at this time. It's not busy like we would expect it to be.
Okay, well, I'm going to make another quick turn into another alley if I can, just to try and lose him.
Yep, okay. Make a dex roll. See if he can keep up with you.
Has he been working out the last couple of days?
You managed to outrun him, and for a moment or sort of a little bit time passes, and you realise the only sound you can hear is your breath, not his breath or footsteps as well.
Right.
And you get far enough around, sort of. If you imagine sort of the location that you are on, it would be the back side of the hotel again, but any one of those alleys.
Okay. Is it the back of our hotel?
You're close enough. It's probably not that alley exactly.
Right. Well, I would kind of. Yeah, I'm going to stop the running. I'm going to kind of calm myself. I'm trying to keep into the shadows. The idea is that if I can find the back of my hotel, I'm just going to go through the back door and back into the hotel.
Okay, that's easy enough for you to do.
Yeah.
Jax, almost suddenly there is a whack, and you feel a truncheon go straight across the back of your head. And it's not just one, there are two. And the two officers start laying into you as you crumple to the floor. And as sort of, not that you go out of consciousness, but you can hear them sort of speaking to you before they give up and start to move away, is that they give you a very stern warning, is that things need to be left alone in this city. And they kick you in the ribs, they stamp on your head, and they give you a proper bruising. And the idea isn't to kill you, it's to teach you a lesson.
Does that start happening as we can see it, as we're walking towards it?
Probably before you get across the road. So you can see that they're stamping on him, but by the time you start to make pace, they also start to leave.
Ow.
Take 6 points of damage.
Alright.
You are bloody, you are bruised, you are sore, your lip is split, your eyebrow is cut, and you're sure one of your ribs is fractured.
This is great. Never fucking send Robert on a job again.
Could have been worse. Could have been me.
You'd be dead, right?
6 points. I'd have 2 points of damage left.
Jesus. Well, I'm gonna lie on the ground in pain.
I'm gonna go and check he's okay. I've got to pass a first aid roll at some point.
Considering that he's this snarky old man, the frailty of him is very clear as he's sort of curled, fetal position on the floor. There's blood everywhere. He doesn't look like the hard-mouthed person you've come to realise.
So I'm going to try a first aid.
Yeah, I don't think I stopped.
Like 4 have failed.
It's alright. I'm gonna bat him away and be like, "It's alright. I'll get it later."
I don't think I stop. I think I push past and like see if I can see where they disappear to if they carry on down the alleyway.
It seems like they sprinted and split up.
Has the third cop come back on his own yet?
He also has gone somewhere else. You've lost him so much that he's gone. He's given up.
Sorry, there's a mind link between them somehow, so I'm sure.
I look around for anybody who might have seen anything.
There are people around.
People watching from windows or people watching on the street or anything.
There are, but the black people who are sort of looking at their windows, you see them close the curtains, you see them walk away from the windows, you see them carry on their business, quite accustomed to this from the police. So only one was black, the one at the front.
Yeah, I was going to say, then the other two were white men?
Yeah.
I walk back up to the two of you and I'm like, so we did this tonight then?
I'm off to bed.
I think, Jax, we need to do this tonight.
You can do it tonight.
I need you.
Being the shit.
It's only going to get worse if we don't do it tonight. They'll have time to prepare.
There you go.
I'll buy you some pancakes.
I just got beaten to shit. I'm not gonna be fucking reasoned with by pancakes. I don't want to do anything. It's like fucking 7 o'clock at night, and I've just had my ass handed to me by 2 random people because fucking Robert slapped one of them.
You can try and persuade him if you'd like.
No, I hate like rolling against players like that in games like this.
Okay.
No, I just sit, I kind of kneel down beside him. I'm like, yes, I know, Jax, but imagine if they were part of it. Imagine if they're in on it, and everything that's happened led to this. You might want to get an opportunity to shoot one of them. You know what I mean? In an alleyway.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
They won't be here tomorrow. It's a now or never thing. Do you know what my father would say? He would look you. He would look
We
you.
really didn't know.
I just walk off. I just straight up walk off.
Something, dark side.
If you start to walk off, I like keep pace with you.
Okay.
No,
it's not hard
I'd be
because he's hobbling.
Yeah, I keep pace with you, and I'm just like, he would look you in your eyes, and he would tell you, Jax, that you are either the hunter or you are the hunted. And tonight, you have become the hunted. So I believe it is time for us to go on a hunt, and we are going to catch our prey, aren't we? We are going to put lead in our prey, and we are going to get what we want.
I'm just gonna ignore him. Continue back to wherever the hell it was we were.
The nook and cranny.
Nook and cranny.
Fine. And I literally walking alongside you. I'm like, fine then. At least lend me your gun. And I'll do this myself.
No way. Absolutely.
The shotgun.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna carry on. But there was no way of getting that.
The shotgun.
Because I don't care. I'll just try. I'll drop on the ground. There you go.
I pick it up and I turn back and I look at James and I'm like, it's time then. Let's do this. We are the hunter.
Let's go.
I come out of the front door of the hotel. Did you see that? I just outran a policeman.
As Joe was talking, all I had in my head was like, Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
So bad.
You know.
Yeah, we're going to Juju's.
Okay, right.
Not even messing.
Jax, what are you doing?
I'm going back to the fucking hotel.
Okay.
How far is it to the hotel where we stayed before?
Well, you say
You're only
before,
across the road.
but well, Nook and Cranny over
No,
the
it was
road.
hour. It was like an hour and a half walk.
The Plaza,
Yeah.
an hour and 10.
Oh, fuck that. I'll just go lie on that bed then. Actually, no. I'm going to pay that guy for another room and then go and lie in that bed.
Okay.
And then maybe pay him for a good room.
Okay. The good room that you pay an extra $2 for is not good.
Is
but
it better?
The sheets look like they've been washed this week.
That's good enough.
There's like 3 less roaches.
Yeah.
I'll take
Not the
that.
roaches you worry about.
Okay. Party number 2.
We're going straight to Juju's.